Sell, 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 sell. The market currently is just selling off like hotcakes. And I think that this might actually continue for a while. Okay, so let's talk about the three different pointers of why I think the market is selling off, especially we are closing in on the year, end of 2022 coming up. Let's talk about the first part, which is layoffs. Okay, the two words that's going to be summarizing 2022, layoffs. I'm pretty sure that you probably heard about it. Big companies are doing it, small companies are doing it. And I think in 2023, we might actually summarize the whole year in one word, which is bankruptcy, because I'm not going to be surprised if we actually start to hear companies, big companies, important companies, even in the FANG industry. You don't know, all these companies are actually going to go bankrupt. It could be because of the lack of capital. It might be because of the expansion of debt. Okay, a lot of things can actually happen. But right now, clearly, companies are not doing well. Okay, tighter monetary policies are definitely in play right now because it's not really helping when tighter monetary policy is actually in place before. And I think, before we actually get an argument on how the Feds historically have not always been on the market's side, and we still had a good run, the whole 10-year cycle, things like that. I think the last time we actually had such a speedy and huge chunk of a rate hike cycle was back in 1980s during the hyperinflation era. That was when US started to disengage from the gold standard, moving over to the dollar standard. And I can assure you that the market wasn't doing very well back then. They were having like 16% inflation year over year, something insane. And after the hyperinflation era was ended by Paul Volcker, the Federal Chairman of that time, after he forcefully brought down the rates by crashing the market, put them into a recession for 3 years or something. That's kind of why we're starting to see some form of a similarity with what Jerome Powell is actually doing right now. So generally, just lesser money in the market, lesser money in the system. I think this kind of just brings forth more of a possibility for selling to be in order. Okay, secondly, we have to talk about how, because we're closing in on the year right now, that means that people are starting to subscribe to the channel. Okay, people are definitely going to subscribe to the channel. So leave a like, comment, whatever you want, okay, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, but anyway, people are now starting to tax loss harvest. Okay, if you're Singaporean watching, like me, we're chill because we do not have capital gains tax. Okay, when you sell profitable stocks, you're not going to get taxed on them. That's how chill Singapore is. Okay, but of course, if you're an American, okay, if you're a US citizen that you're watching this video right now, I'm sorry, you do not have that perk. Okay, and 2022 is definitely a lost year for a lot of people. So by selling all your capital losing stocks, you can actually capitalize on the stocks you can capitalize on the losses by actually stating that you lost money on it. But of course, you only need to pay for tax if you actually are profiting. Hence, you need to sell your profitable stocks and pay for the profits, which are the tax on the profit, and sell your unprofitable stocks and not pay for those profits, those losses, effectively. And however, in both of this scenario, surprise, surprise, you're selling. Okay, you're either selling your profitable stocks to pay for capital gains, or you're selling unprofitable stocks to harvest your tax losses. So either way, there's going to be a lot of selling happening. Okay, so of course, this usually just creates this huge selling pressure in the market. Okay, people usually take this time for them to time an entry back into the market, but because if this keeps on going out, if the dip that people are calling you to buy in on continue to extend more and more and more, it becomes easier for you to kind of predict when you want to get in, because I'm just not going to get in just yet. Okay, so more selling is happening, and the buying in is not happening as of now. And that's why it's kind of harder for you to really predict when the rebound would actually come in. Lastly, okay, it's widely recognized that we are actually in a recession, or we are right now at the doorstep of the recession itself. Okay, and people are scared to deploy more money into the market right now because You do not know if you can deploy more money to buy the dip. Okay, we don't know what size is this dip. We do not know where is this dip. We do not know when is this dip going to end. Okay, this dip continue to extend and extend and extend. And I can see that people are just very, very scared right now. Non-investor, first-time investor, long-term investors, things like that. People are all getting more and more scared. Okay, looking at the market right now, people who have not even entered the stocks market before think that the stocks market will never recover. Okay, fear is definitely consuming the entire market right now. Okay, especially when we have multiple analysts actually coming out to say that 2023 is going to be horrible. We're going to have the biggest recession. It's going to be hard for anyone to invest. The market is uninvestable. Okay, but people who have yet to invest, I think, would definitely just much rather go with bonds, bank deposits, or just overall safer investment securities rather than going with such a risky investment vehicle such as the stocks market. I think the spread throughout buying and selling at the moment is a little bit way too unbalanced, with too much selling and too little buying at the moment. And I think this would most likely be continuing on, especially in 2023 as well. And I'm not making this video to scare people from investing, because the whole point of me actually continuously making all these videos is to provide people with a second opinion, and of course kind of just journaling myself investing in the stocks market as well. Okay, but to explain to you that there are just various different conditions of why people are actually selling, and just possible different conditions that you might be going through or your investing peers might be going through, especially through this sort of wild market. Okay, and this is why I advocate for hedging a lot. Okay, whenever I see a green market, I always try to sell covered calls. Okay, I just get to work on finding good covered calls. I go to work on finding valuable puts to actually buy, to ensure that I actually have an upside when the market continues to trend downwards. And of course, right now, not everyone is going to be going to put in that time. Okay, if you're not going to methodically look at trends to go through all this thing, just dollar cost average in the market. I know that it's going to be tough. Okay, this is going to be the toughest time for you to dollar cost average into the market. Okay, I have friends who dollar cost average into the market, be it a green day, a red day, they don't care. Consistency is key. Okay, they just continue to just invest into the market, and I think it's going to work out for them. I strongly believe so, because I think that if you are just going to dollar cost average in the market, using as little emotion as possible, you'll be surprised how good it would actually turn out 5 years later, 10 years later. Because the market cannot go down forever, okay? Unless we suddenly switch to a different standard, which I don't see happening at any time soon. Even if you want to say moving on over to like an Ethereum standard instead of using the dollar standard, I don't think that's going to be happening either. And even if that were to happen, you would still need to be in the tech sector, which is why you will not go to zero, things like that. But yeah, I think this is definitely going to be tough. Okay, deploy your cash wisely. I think the market in 2023 is definitely going to be a wild one. Okay, but anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and really please subscribe down below and leave a like. I want to grow this channel. Okay, let's try to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.